Okay, welcome to my 100th video. I'm pretty proud of that fact, and it's a personal milestone for me. And I have a lot of great things planned for the next 100 videos. But this video right here is going to focus on the Motorola ATRIX 4G. It's an overview and a review on the device. Now, if you want to get a little more in-depth in it, I have 8 other videos on this phone on my YouTube channel. So I urge you to check them out. There's going to be a link at the end of this video, and you can check out all those other videos that I have posted on it. But right now we're going to give you a quick overview of the device. It's a 4-inch screen here, and it's QHD, so that means quarter high definition. On the front of the phone, you just have your 4 capacitive buttons that you normally have on Android. You have your front-facing camera, you have your earpiece there, and you have your proximity sensor here, and there's a light behind here. It's Gorilla Glass on front here. On the left side of the device, you have a mini HDMI port here and a mini USB port here. This is where you would plug the device into one of the docks if you had it, the laptop dock or the regular dock. On the back of the phone, you have your 5-megapixel camera and your dual LED flash here. You also, on the bottom here, you have a mic, which is of good quality. If you want to play your media on the device or use a speakerphone, you get some good sound out of this. And I suppose they made the speaker a little larger than they normally would, because when you use this in a laptop dock or one of the other settings, this would be your main means of hearing the device. So that's probably why they made it a little bit bigger. Up here you have your second mic, which is your noise cancellation mic. Your first mic is on the front, obviously, which is down here. Also on the rear of the phone you have your power button. And on that power button is integrated a fingerprint scanner. So you swipe it and that can unlock your phone if you have it set up. Up top here you have your 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right side of the phone you just have your volume rocker here. On the bottom of the phone you have nothing. Now, to access the battery, the SIM card, or to install a micro SD card, all you have to do is pop the back off. In order to do that, you just grab it by the sides and grab the top here and just snap the back of the phone off like that. It's pretty simple. And it snaps right back into place. Okay, when you turn on the phone with the power button here with the integrated fingerprint scanner, I'll show you this right now. When you turn it on, you're greeted with your lock screen. Now, this is probably familiar to you if you own an Android phone. You can actually enter in a code on here the traditional way by typing in your code there, or you can use an actual pattern on there. Or what you can do is you can use the fingerprint scanner on this phone, which is pretty unique to this phone. All you have to do is press the power button up here, you get your lock screen, and then you swipe your index finger. Opens the phone right up. Very useful, very handy, and it makes unlocking the phone very quick, which is what I like about it. At first I didn't think I'd like it, but I actually really do like the fingerprint scanner on there. Now, this is Motoblur, which is the skin that Motorola puts on Android. If you have a device that has Motoblur on it, then you're very familiar with it. Personally, I've never used Motoblur before this phone. And there's a couple things I like about it, a couple things I don't like about it, but this is pretty much what I'm stuck with, and I'm fine with that because I like to try new and different things. I like stock Android a lot, but I don't mind trying something new here. Now, the first thing off the bat, just to get the questions out of the way, this background is the Chinese Zodiac live wallpaper, and this widget here is a widget that is not exclusive to Motorola phones. You can get it for any Android phone. It's called the Sense Analog Clock. If you look on it, you get the time, you get the date, you get the weather, you get the actual weather temperature outside, 21 degrees, you get the high of the day, which is 37, the low of the day, which is 17, you get your memory used on the phone, you have the temperature of your battery on there, you have your percentage of battery charged. It's a very useful widget, and I like having it on my main home screen there because at a glance you get all the information that you need. I just want to get that out of the way in case there are any questions. Now back to the phone. Now the screen is a capacitive touchscreen. Like I mentioned before, it's 4 inches diagonal. It's 540 by 960 pixels, and it has Gorilla Glass on top of it. The phone has 16 gigabytes of storage in it, built right in off of the bat, and you can upgrade it with 32 gigabytes for the micro SD card, which would give you 48 gigabytes total if you want to put media on there or whatnot. The Wi-Fi on the phone is BGN. It's 802.11 BGN. The back camera is 5 megapixel. The front camera is VGA quality. Like many other devices, it'll geotag your photos. It will record 720p at 30 frames a second on the rear camera back here. And you can actually play 1080p videos out of this phone when you connect it to your television or one of the docks through the HDMI port on the side here. It's running Android 2.2 Froyo. It's a dual-core phone. It runs the NVIDIA Tegra 2 chipset on it, and each core runs at 1 gigahertz. So in essence, you're getting a 2 gigahertz phone here. Now, I come from a stock Android background. I had the G1 and the Nexus 1. This is my first Motoblur phone. And there's a couple of differences between this and stock Android. The first of which is your basic app tray. The animation is different to bring it up. That's not such a big deal, but it's something that's noticeable. You have your basic shade that brings down, that hasn't changed. But one of the things that has changed is down here. You have a call button and a contacts button. This contacts is blue button here. You can actually click on it or tap it, and it'll bring up your contacts, and you can search through the contacts there. Your phone button will bring up your dialer, but the thing is that your dialer also has a tab in it. If you're familiar with Android phones, you should know this. It has tabs in it for favorites. It has tabs in it for contacts, which is a duplicate of here, and it also has a dialer and whatnot. So I think it's kind of redundant here, and I'd prefer to actually have this blue button as the browser shortcut as it is on stock Android. So I don't really understand that on this phone here. So I have to have an extra shortcut here for the browser, which is not a big deal. I've never filled up my home screens on a phone with shortcuts, so it's not a big deal. But let me bring up the browser here. One interesting thing to note is that the home screen, the default home screen, is Yahoo. It's at&t powered by Yahoo, which you can change, obviously, and you get Google search on the phone. You could change that to Yahoo or Bing as well, so you're not locked into anything in particular. Now, this phone is equipped with swipe. I'm going to show you the keyboard here. This keyboard is a swipe keyboard, and I have an in-depth video on that on my channel here. Again, if you're interested in any of the more in-depth focuses on this phone, click on the link at the end of this video. But the swipe keyboard here is pretty unique, and it's not unique to the ATRIX, but it's a unique way to type. You might be familiar with it. I know it's on the Galaxy Tab tablet. But this is my first experience with it, and it is stock on this phone. You have to enable it, but it comes with the phone. You don't have to download anything. I'm just going to go to a web page here. I'm going to go to YouTube, so I'm going to go swipe YouTube, and you see up there, it brought up YouTube. I'm going to go and hit search. Even though I could have clicked one of the options down there, but I just wanted to show you the actual Google search on this. And then I'm going to click on YouTube here. And it should bring up my page here. There we go. This is the full YouTube site. It's not the mobile version. And the one thing about this is that the pinch to zoom is extremely responsive. And that's probably due to the dual-core processor on the phone. And when you get to the extremes, there's a bounce to it, which you don't get on stock Android. Now, there's one thing about this phone, it's extremely responsive. I haven't thrown anything at it yet that made it lag. If you're familiar with Android phones, you know that certain programs you throw at it, there might be a little wait time. I have yet to throw something at this phone where I've had to wait on anything. So that's one of the perks of having a dual-core phone. All right, now, this phone has 7 home screens, okay? When I move the screen here, you can see you have your main home screen, which is represented by a home icon. And then you have 3 home screens on each side of that. So you have 3 to the right, 3 to the left, and they're represented by these dots down here. If you want to jump to any of them, you could just tap on that, and it would jump to the next screen over there. Also, if you want to use a card view on here, when you're on your home screen here, you just hit the home button one more time, and you're presented with this card view here. Each card represents your home screen. So you can jump to one of the other home screens here, and you'll see that I have here, this is a widget, I have my GPS on, I have my Wi-Fi on, I have my Bluetooth on, and I have my airplane mode off. I'm going to click the Bluetooth off and turn that off here. There we go. And I want to show you something. Now I have a basic text message open here because I just want to show you the voice to text option on this. Now they use Vlingo on this instead of the Google option, the Google voice to text, which I actually really prefer the Google version so far. I mean, I've only used the Vlingo a couple of times, but you can actually speak in punctuation on the Google version and it'll put it in there. With Vlingo it doesn't, but it's probably good for me to try something new and see what else is out there. I'll just show you here. I'm going to put something in the body of the text here, and I'm going to use the mic down here. Hello, YouTubers. There we go. Hello, YouTubers. So it's nice and accurate. It's just different from what I'm used to. Now, one thing that's not standard on Android phones are the button placements down here. So this is different. You've got your menu button, your home button, your back button, and your search button. Your phone may vary. I know my Nexus 1 did. Now, one thing to note, this phone actually has pretty much the same innards in it that the Motorola Zoom tablet does. They're both powered by the same processor, and the only difference that I know of is that the Zoom obviously has a bigger screen and it has more storage, onboard storage on the device. But it would be interesting to see if somebody could root this phone and put Honeycomb on it, because it's more than capable of running it, because it is a dual-core phone. I'm not going to be the person to do that, but it'd be interesting to see if somebody could. Now, one thing to note is when you plug in the phone to charge it, the screen stays on, and it doesn't go to sleep, unless you click the power button to put it to sleep, which is interesting. I don't know if I really like that, but it's probably because when you plug it into the docks, the screen stays on, so that's maybe a residual effect of that. Now, one of the pluses of Motoblur are some of the widgets. I really enjoy the widgets here. These are all Motoblur widgets here, and you can customize them. Now, one of the things I really like about how you can customize them is that you can actually resize them. So let me select this widget up here, just long press it, and what you want to do is you just want to grab it by one of the corners, and then you can resize it. You can make it bigger, or if you only wanted a small widget, you could make it smaller. So I like that a lot, and as always, you can just trash them if you don't want them by dragging them down here. Now, one of the apps that's installed in here is the Dlna app, which I actually really like because you can actually connect this phone to your home network and get files from a computer you have on your home network or put files onto it, and it's all done through Wi-Fi. So you can play media from your home network, you can copy media to the phone, you can copy media to your server, and you can share media. So that's a nice app that they include on the phone here. Now, one of the big things about the Motorola ATRIX are the docks. You have a laptop dock and a desktop dock / home entertainment center dock. The laptop dock you're probably familiar with. You plug this phone into a shell, a laptop shell, and you power the entire laptop with the phone itself. It gives you a larger screen, it gives you a keyboard, and your basic mouse pad. I think that's an awesome idea. I do also think that it's too expensive for what you get. I have a regular laptop. I will, as of tomorrow, be getting the Motorola Zoom tablet. I have a Chrome OS notebook. I don't need another device. I would like to get it sometime down the line when the price comes down. But for $500 off contract or $300 with a tethering option, I think it's way overpriced. I'd like to see it around $199, and then I will buy it. As for the desktop / home entertainment center dock, I think it's a great option. You can basically turn this phone into a desktop. You plug the phone into the dock, and you can attach a keyboard and mouse to that dock. You can use a Bluetooth keyboard with the dock. They actually sell one. Motorola actually sells one. and you can attach it to a monitor as well. And then you can use this as a computer. Or you can just use that same dock and attach it to a television and use the included remote to browse all of your media. I think that's a great option, and you can get it for $130 for the basic dock, and then more if you want the Bluetooth keyboard. At this time, I don't think I need it right now. It is something that I probably will explore at a later date. All in all, I really like this phone. It's a great indicator of the way cell phones are moving. This is the first dual-core phone out on the market in the United States, and cell phones are now becoming more and more and more your computer. There's going to be a day when the brains of your computing is in the palm of your hands, is in your pocket. It is going to be your cell phone. And you will be able to attach it to different docks for different form factors. This is just the first device to do that. So it's a historic device in that way, and I think it's something that I needed to own, and that's why I bought it. I can always, like I said, get the docks down the line, and of course, things are going to get more powerful as time goes on. At the end of this year, we're going to have quad-core phones, or at least that's what the plan is. So things are just going to advance, 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 just like it has in computing. So it's a really interesting time to live, actually, but it's an interesting time for the cell phone industry. And I think this is a great device. I definitely recommend it. It's going to be my basic device, my go-to phone for the next year. I usually upgrade once a year. So this is going to be my device for the next year. And I think I'm going to be very happy with it. Like I said, it's extremely fast. Nothing I throw at it bogs it down. And I think it's a harbinger of very interesting things to come. So that is pretty much it for the Motorola ATRIX 4G phone for AT&T. Stay tuned for the next series and the next 100 videos that I'm going to do. So until next time, thanks so much for viewing. Thanks so much to my subscribers for subscribing. And I will see you next time.